Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I got in another flashlight to take a look at. This is coming from Niwalker. They are a brand new brand to me. I actually purchased this myself from Amazon. I had seen this company pop up in a couple of the Facebook groups that I belong to and thought I wanted to kind of see what they were about. So the model that I purchased is the N50T V2. It's a pretty high performing flashlight, so they say, with over 2,000 plus lumens and almost 900 meter throw. So I was interested in it, and it was very, very inexpensive. So if you want to learn about it, stick around. We'll do a real quick unboxing, go over all the features and specifications, go over the user interface, we'll do some beam shots, and then I'll give some thoughts on it. So other than the information up on top here, there really isn't anything else on the box besides some stickers. So let's see how it's packaged. So we're obviously presented with the light itself right here up front. We'll go over that in detail in a bit. Let's just see what else is in here. So in here we have some spare O-rings, a lanyard, and a A to C charging cable. Quickly show you the manual, just in case you were to pick up this light and then you lose your manual. You can always come back to this video for reference. I was wrong on the distance. It's 796 meters, which is 875 yards. I knew I saw something that was close to 900, but it's 900 yards. 2300 lumens. They're using an SFT40 LED in it. Looks like it has a 2 meter impact resistance rating and is IPX8 waterproof rated. Give you guys some close-ups here. We do have their branding there. The N50T V2. Some knurling back here. A little bit of grooves here. I don't know if I would consider these heat sinks up here or not. Probably not. But get a little bit there. It's like a ring right here. I don't know if this is removable. We'll figure that out in a bit. Like some lanyard holes. This is made out of some type of, I think it's 6061 aluminum, and then it's anodized. It looks to be done pretty well. I don't see like any inconsistencies or anything like that with it. Very deep reflector. You can see the LED way down in there. Crenulated bezel. Has this two-way pocket clip, and it looks like you have to remove the tail to remove that clip. Let's make sure there's a battery in it as well. So yeah, there's our battery. Remove that film. It's a 21700, 5000 milliamp hour. So somewhere there must be a USB-C charging port. I kind of thought it might have been on the battery itself, but I'm not exactly sure where it's at. So this O-ring does kind of help keep the pocket clip kind of in place. So I would recommend basically pulling off the O-ring first and then slide off the clip if you decide you don't want it on there. And then that USB-C port is up here. You just screw this down and then expose the port, and then there's another O-ring right there. All of the threads are well greased and very smooth. And this tactical ring type thing, it does seem to be made into that tail cap, so there's no way to remove that. Dimensions on it, we're looking at a total length of just under 6 inches. And then a head diameter of 1.61, body just about an inch. Looking at a total weight with the battery in it of 7.8 ounces. So this light only has two outputs. You have a low that's 240 lumens. That's going to run for about 10 hours. And then the high, like I mentioned earlier, is 2300 lumens, and that'll go for like 3.5 hours. You can have a momentary or constant on with both the low and the high. Momentary obviously is just a light press here. Doesn't take much pressure at all on the switch. It's pretty reactive. That is completely silent. There is a little bit of a click when you go to the constant on. You can see our hotspot there. That's what's going to allow that nice throw. So if I'm in this high output mode and I want to switch to the low, unfortunately you can't do it with the light on. So you do have to turn it off, and then you have to do like a real soft, kind of like double tap but slow. So, and now you'll see it change. And even this 240 lumens still has a really nice hotspot there on it. But yeah, again, if I want to switch, I shut off, tap, tap, and you'll see it get bright. And then now when I come back on, I'll be on the brighter setting. This light does have a strobe feature, so if you're sensitive to that, you can look away for the next minute or so. You can have momentary strobe or constant strobe, and it's just a really fast double tap to get to that. And you can press it when you're in the strobe to have it stay on constantly. So that's it as far as the user interface goes. You got high, low, and strobe. I'm going to get this thing fully charged up, and then we'll do some beam shots tonight. Try to give you guys some beam shots with this Niwalker. We're like getting toward the end of June here, and it doesn't even get dark until like 10:30. But anyways, I'm going to start off in the lowest setting here first, and you can see even in that setting, this thing is a thrower. This is that 200 some lumens. Alright, we'll go up to that high setting next. See what it looks like. I don't know how well the camera will pick that up, but there's trees on the other side over there. Those ones are about 125 yards away right now. And as we get over this way, we're closer to 200 yards away. No increase in temperature like around the head of the flashlight yet. But yeah, this is a very impressive beam coming off of this. And again, I'm just recording with an iPhone here. Well, hopefully seeing those beam shots was somewhat beneficial for you guys. Also wanted to show you what it looks like in a pocket. So yeah, you do have, a little over an inch sticking up out of it there. And if you tried reversing it, you'd have a lot, and then this end is really heavy, so you'd have a lot of movement here. So would not recommend doing it that way. You could wear it with the belt clip on the outside of your belt, and it's really stable. It would not fall off even if you're running or anything like that. But honestly, if you're going to carry this light, I would recommend finding a sheath for it. So what are my thoughts on this Niwalker? First thing I'll say is I do consider this a tactical flashlight. We have a rear tail switch, we have instant access to turbo, easy access to strobe, momentary, silent operation. So yeah, I think it is a tactical flashlight. It seems to be well built, using quality components. It's running that SFT40 LED, which makes this a great thrower. This charges at 2 amps, so it's going to recharge your batteries pretty fast. And what's also nice is that you can use any 21700 battery. It doesn't have to be the Niwalker one. And if you have an external charger, you could charge that outside of the flashlight if you'd want to. Another great thing is that you can use 18650 batteries instead of these 21700s. And it will work perfectly fine. You just won't get quite the same run times. These are usually around 3000 milliamp hours, and that's 4,000 or 5,000, but it still works exactly the same output. And because those springs are so beefy, you don't need any type of adapters or anything like that, and there's no rattle at all. Couple things to let you be aware of. There is not any type of lockout at all on this light. And again, this button back here is pretty sensitive. I mean, you barely have to touch it and it's coming on. And again, because of the dual springs in here, even if you turn this, let's just say a full turn, it's still going to be on. Let's go another full turn, it's still going to be on. Like you basically have to remove the battery to lock it out. So if you are keeping this like in a bag or something like that, you probably should remove the battery. Another thing, because of this rear tail switch, you cannot tail stand this flashlight at all. You could probably find something to like stick it down in if you needed to. And finally, just personally, I wish that this body had some texturing on it. It is just a little bit on the slippery side. So if it had some grooves or something like that, especially if it's raining or you have sweaty hands or whatever, it's very slippery. But having said that, those 2 or 3 things would not prevent me from buying this light again. I really like it, would definitely recommend it. I think if you're living on a farm or something like that, you need to you hear something, you want to look at your livestock or whatever, this thing will throw several hundred yards. I think this is good for keeping in your car. Maybe hunting, you could probably attach this to a rifle just because of the body size here. So again, I bought this light on Amazon. When I bought it, it was $16. And remember, that includes that battery. Those batteries are like $8 to $10 by themselves. So really, I paid $6 for this flashlight, which is an absolute fantastic deal. They're a little bit more expensive now. They kind of like, I don't know, like every so many days, the price will fluctuate on them. I actually had it in my like Amazon wish list, and I just kind of kept watching it for like a week. But right now there's a green one that's $17.95 and the black one's up to $40. When I was watching it, the black one was $45 and then it dropped to $16, and that's when I bought it. So I will leave the Amazon link down in the video description in case you guys want to find out more information on it or pick one up. But alright guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.